I love that song. Your love never fails. It never gives up. Isn't that a wonderful way to focus our hearts and just be so safe and secure right now in the love of our Father, in the love of Jesus? His love never fails. Wonderful. Wonderful. So good to worship you, Father. We love you so much, and we're just going to keep worshipping as a continuation of that, just to chat about our giving and the opportunity just to express the overflow of our hearts with the giving of our finance toward the kingdom, towards all the things that we put our hands to do here at the Hive Church. So we just remind you in the blessing that comes with continuity and with habit, and I think the giving details are on the screen, and God loves our generosity, and mums, we salute you for being such givers, and let's continue giving in our lifestyle. You know, a couple of things to mention. We have Zoom prayer tomorrow night, and that's Monday night, 7 o'clock on the 9th of May. We'd love you to join with us and to be part of that. In the recent email I wrote, I think I made a comment to the effect that almost one of the most intimate things that we can do as believers, as members of the family of God, is actually to pray together. It's that thing that shares the intimacy of our heart with God and with each other. It's just kind of like the perfect triangle of relationship where it's both horizontal and vertical all at the same time. So, excuse me, we'd love you to join with us. Next Sunday the 15th, we're planning to be back in the studio in person. I'm saying that because we always wanted to do today in person. Our Mother's Day service, it would have been wonderful to have been at least given the option to be together, but we can't, and that's because Eve and I today are in ISO. We're actually honestly going very well and pretty much through and recovered, but we just need to sit out the right amount of days. So that's why we say next Sunday, God willing, we're in person, and we'll obviously keep you in touch about that. But love you to be part of every single space that we can join in, which is the relational fellowship space. And enough of that. Next Sunday we hope to be together. Now, every single Mother's Day, for a couple of years now, we have had this kind of tradition, for want of a better word, where we just look across all the amazing mums in our community, and it's a very, very hard choice. It's a hard call to make because there's such an incredible richness in all of our mums, but we take the chance just to honour and to pull out one particular mum. And this year we felt to do that, and Aileen and Linda, thank you guys for being willing to be part of this, and I'm not going to give anything away right now. I almost did. No spoiler alert, but watch this video. You're going to really enjoy it, and it's going to be a whole experience for our 2022 Mum of the Year. So congratulations to that person. And after we play that reel for you, we're going to then transition to Eve, who's going to bring you a Mother's Day message. So here we go. The 2022 Hive Mother of the Year.
On the phone, I just said, "Oh, I've got to go." I just saw the balloons. I believed you. I should have known. I thought, I wonder what we're talking about.
What we're talking about is Linda and I are here this afternoon on behalf of the Hive Church family, and it's our pleasure to officially present to you 2022 Mother of the Year. Yay! Oh, this is for you, my
So we really could have just done it outside.
Oh,
that's all right.
We tricked her.
I know. Oh, thank you. That's such a
okay?
I'm
you're
fine.
good? Yeah.
I'm fine. I would have put makeup on if I had realised.
Gingerly hold on to those. I hope they don't escape. So we've got you some beautiful chockies.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And some amazing flowers for you.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
So,
Thank
just
you,
like
everybody.
you.
Thank you, Hive family.
You're welcome. So what we want to do, Robin, is just to ask you.
Yes.
You are an amazing mother. You have got a beautiful son and a lovely daughter. Tell us a little bit about them.
Oh, what would you like to know?
Their ages,
Oh.
and, who they are for those people that don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yes, I have a son, Jesse, who's 15 in year 10, and a daughter, Sienna, who's 13 in year 8. She's 13 going on 23.
Wow.
And she loves living at Westfields with her friends.
Oh, sounds like fun.
Yes. And pretty good. I don't know. What else do we say?
That's good. So
I'm starting the exciting teenage years.
yeah. And how do you feel about that?
Well, it has its moments.
That's it. I've been there, done that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You survived
I
to
survived.
tell the story.
I survived. We all survived.
No, they're very good. They're
I'm
good.
sure.
They're good
I've met
kids.
them. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Both of them are
No,
gorgeous.
They are.
So, just as a mum,
Yes.
anything that you have learnt or any wisdom that you would like to give any other mums watching? Anything or anything else that's on your heart? What is it?
Okay, well
This Mother's Day.
Okay, I haven't really put a lot of thought
I know
into
you
it.
haven't. We're sorry. Surprise. We're into surprises.
Okay. Well, I'm learning the art of negotiation. I'm learning that, and I think generally, which probably works in a lot of relationships, is to sometimes you have to be very patient to get the time right as to when you might talk about certain things.
Timing, negotiation.
Yeah, timing.
Very good.
Timing seems to be imperative.
That's great.
So sometimes you just want to address something, but sometimes you just sometimes you just have to hold back and be
Well,
use
I'm learning
wisdom.
that with grandchildren, so there you go. So it's very good, very good.
It's an
Great
all
advice.
round.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we just want to say congratulations. We love you. You're a
thank
beautiful
you.
mum, and
Thank
enjoy
you.
this Mother's Day.
I
especially.
will. Oh wow, these flowers
of
are so
love.
beautiful. I haven't received a bunch of flowers in a very long time, and
That's
especially not ones
grand.
as beautiful as these.
Very good.
Oh,
very
thank
good.
you so much. I really appreciate it. It's such
You're
a
welcome.
surprise. I can't
You're
believe I'm so
welcome.
gullible.
That's good.
Oh, that was
good.
good. You got me right on.
Okay, I'm hoping she can say thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Linda.
Thank
Good morning, everyone, especially to the mums. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you're having an amazing morning. I hope there was some brekkies in bed and some prezzos maybe even. It's a beautiful day, so I hope that you'll be able to get out and enjoy it as a picnic or whatever is happening for your world. But yeah, happy Mother's Day. I love Mother's Day. It's a great day. I love any day that we can stop and celebrate and honour. And today's one of those days, celebrating and honouring our mums. A few little sayings. A mother's heart is a special place where her children are always at home. A child may outgrow her mother's lap, but they will never outgrow a mother's heart. Life doesn't come with a manual, but it comes with a mother. I had a great mother, which I am always so grateful for. And she was very wise. She would always, have a tidbit to tell me on the side. So I like that last one. I didn't need a manual, I just needed a mum. But whatever your situation is, sometimes these days are a little bit stretching, a bit confronting for whatever situation and circumstance you might find yourself in. But I am here today, I want to encourage everyone. Because whether we've got children or not, we all us girls, carry a mum's heart. And so I want that first to include everyone straight up. I read this funny thing. A dad was trying to explain to his child about marriage. So he gets out the old album and shows the album of he and his wife getting married, etc. At the end of it, this little boy said, "Oh, Dad, is that when Mum came to work for us?" So that was that little boy's perception. I'm sure he could put him straight. And so, no, it wasn't like that. But us mums, we do work a lot. We are very high givers. And the title I was thinking of was Mothers Ever Giving Hearts That Are Made Like Elastic Full of Marshmallow. They're these hearts that can keep giving, keep stretching, keep understanding, etc. But inside there's just such a softness. So there's a story that comes down the ages. It was in the 13th century. And this medieval German king, he was an Emperor Frederick II. And he got a ridiculous idea. He thought he wanted to prove scientifically about how he could work out what language a child would speak if he was never spoken to. So he isolated a few babies, took them from their mother and gave them to the care of a nurse. And this nurse was given instructions. She could feed them, she could change them, she could bath them. But she must not speak a word to them, and she must not touch them with any affection. So that was the trial that he was going through to, this scientific experiment that he was trying to see if the children would start to speak some sort of a language out of nowhere, not being dictated to by the parental language. Well, this experiment ended tragically because not only did he never found out about languages because these babies died before they could ever speak. They died because they were totally deprived of touch, totally deprived of that hugging, and they were called children that did not thrive. So that was the big thing they learnt. He didn't learn anything about languages, but the scientists learnt that children are made to have hugs, kisses, touch, skin. All these things are part of the growing, thriving process in a child. And that's what the mum's heart has got. And you can't help it. It's just this overflowing thing that comes out of a mum's heart. Now, I'm going to give you a list of things. They are compassionate. Now, I know there are moments when, this goes a bit off track and we live in lots of stress and all the rest of it. But on the whole, mums are compassionate, overflowing with generosity, dependable, patient, understanding, wise, loving. They heal our wounds. I can remember my mum, I used to fall over at school all the time, and she'd so lovingly bathe them, although I used to yelp, and with fries balsam in boiling water, and then she would pat it dry, and then she'd put fries balsam or something on it again, and then put bandage on it. And I always just felt so loved at that moment. She would challenge. My mum was very straight from the shoulders. She would challenge us. I believe mums challenge. They are very dependable. They fight for us. They stand up for us. They believe in us. They show interest in our dreams. They celebrate us. They protect us. They weep with us. They laugh with us. They have silly moments with us. And we are known by our mums. You feel known. I know David was talking to George, and she was asking, our daughter, and she was asking about how we were going choosing a new car. And David says, we went way out to Whoop Whoop and to look at this car, and in 5 seconds Mum said, no, this is no good, can't have this car, oh no. And George laughed, and she says, Dad, she said she's the same when it comes to choosing clothes. One look and that's the finish. What did I feel at that moment? I felt known. So there's something that's amazing that comes when we feel understood and we feel known. And even though we're known, we're loved. Now, of course, some mums haven't been able to totally fulfil a mum's role, and that's because they haven't experienced it themselves. They didn't have modelling. They didn't know what it was to be hugged and to be understood unconditionally, etc. And but do you know what? That doesn't mean to say they weren't given an incredible heart from God. This love that we end up with in a mum's heart has come from God. It says in Genesis 1:27, God made mankind in his own image. So we have God's DNA, which we say from time to time. We have got God's DNA. It says in 1 John 4:16, those living in love are living in God. By living in God, love has been brought to its full expression in us. I love that statement. I love it. It's nothing really to do with us. It's what we have been given. We are hardwired by God to have an incredible capacity to love. And we don't have to wind it up. We don't have to switch it on. It is just there. You know, my mother's heart when I look at these mums and bubs in Ukraine, in these bunkers, these dark, damp bunkers, and here they are all together. But do you know what? While there's a mum there, able to hug and gather her kids around her, they will come through. They will survive. That mum's presence and her love, even in a dire situation like that, is the total key for survival. And don't forget to pray for them. They so need it. Of course, a mum's heart can get disappointed. We can get hurt. We can misunderstand. And sometimes we know when we have children, we don't always know what the outcomes are going to be. And our children grow up and they must be released. But you know, it says, don't be bitter over what you don't have. Come get it from God. So what's that about? I guess the main thing that I want to say today is that statement, get it from God. Because the love that we carry as a mum came from God. It comes from God. That is the source, is from God. God fashioned our hearts. Isaiah 49 verses 14 to 16. Can a woman forget her nursing child and not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yet I will not forget you. Behold, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. Your walls are not continual before. Your walls are continually before me. Okay, so he's saying a mum can't help but love her child and support her child, be there for her child. But even a mum may not. But I will. So that's the key for us as mums, for us to keep our hearts in good condition, for us to be able to cope with the disappointments, with the things that don't work out quite as we thought. And they can come and go. But for us to have that even-keeled, beautiful, marshmallow-filled, elastic heart, our source is with God, because our name is engraved on the palm of his hands, and he says that I will never forget you. I will never forget you. And he understands this mum's heart because it comes from him. Isaiah 66:13 says, as one whom his mother comforts, so I will comfort you. So is there something you need comfort for today in your mum's heart? Why don't you stop right now and say, I'm going to let you. I'm going to give you permission, God, to come and to speak to me, to encourage me, to pour in directly into my heart what I need to be reminded that I am a good mum, that I have done my best, that my love is from God. And when it feels like it's wearing out or it's running out or it's a bit dry or a bit cheesed off, hey, come back to the same source. Our source comes from God, and he never runs out, and it's so pure and so rich and so restoring. In 1 Thessalonians 2:7 it says, even though, this is Paul talking, even though we could have imposed upon you our demands as apostles of Christ, instead we showed you kindness, and we were gentle amongst you. We cared for you in the same way as a nursing mother cares for her own children, with a mother's love and affectionate attachment to you. We were happy to share with you not only the gospel of God, but also our lives, because you have become so dear to us. So that's the other, challenge I think for the mum's heart, is that it's not just for our kids. It's not just for our family. It is for everyone. The world needs more of the mum's heart. The world needs to be reminded that we can have a capacity to love, to be generous, to go out of our way to supply a need, to look out for where something is wanting. And I can tell you, when we give, we receive so much more. And sometimes we think, oh well, I have my outcome in my family hasn't been brilliant, so how could I be any good to anybody else? No, that's a lie. That is a lie, because every child grows up and it becomes an adult and becomes has a free will and a free choice. But that doesn't make any difference to how we have loved and nurtured. It doesn't make any difference to how we can love and nurture others. So my huge encouragement to us today is that our mum's heart comes from God, that he is the source and the resourcer of our hearts. He wants to pour in fresh, brand new, like we've never experienced before, love from the Father's heart. He wants us also to be able to not listen to the lies that can fill our heads, but to listen to what he says about us, that nothing has ever and will ever change our hearts, because God, and what was that? I love that statement. Here it is. By living in God, love has been brought to its full expression in us. So when we reattach ourselves, that's what we need to do, we will experience the fullest expression of love. We don't actually get that from our children. They can't possibly do that for us. It is not what they were called to do, but we can get it from God. The full expression of God's love through us and our mum's heart. And do you know what? There's a world out there waiting for us. It might be the people next door, your neighbours. It might be, people in the shops, somebody sitting beside you in a cafe. Just that getting up and just expressing something that comes out of a mum's heart of love, of overflow, of understanding, of compassion. Let's be free with what God has given us And it doesn't matter where we stand, whether we haven't had children but still waiting to, whether we just haven't had children, whether we have got children, whether we're now grandparents, so it's, we've got double children and grandchildren. It doesn't matter. God still wants us to have that overflow heart that is the expression of his heart, that is elastic and full of marshmallow, that has plenty and enough to share and be the overflow to other situations. So God, I thank you for the mum's heart. I thank you for creating it. I thank you for placing it in our heart, in us. And I just pray on this very day that we may experience all over again, brand new, fresh, the full expression of your love, because we turn our beautiful mum's heart towards you and we source you and your love to maintain, to retain, and to resource our hearts, so that we don't only have enough for our family, but we have enough for whoever is around us. So thank you for this precious special day, and we do honour the mums. Amen. Okay, so I hope you have a great day. Thanks so much. I hope you feel honoured. I hope you feel loved, and I hope you have an opportunity to express this mum's heart love to others. See you. Bye-bye.
Well, thank you, Eve. That was such a good Mother's Day message. Really value that, and just personally want to honour the amazing gift it's been to me to share parenting with Eve. She is and has been an amazing mum, and I know there's so much out of what she shared that comes from a real lived in and prayed in and faithed in experience. So I encourage you, even go back and listen to that again, or perhaps share it with some friends, because there's some great wisdom in all of that. We're closing almost, and a few things just to mention as we do so. As I said, next Sunday we are wanting to be on both in studio and online, so we'll obviously confirm that, but love to see you in our studio next Sunday, God willing. And to all the mums who might be listening now, for the rest of the plans for your day, have a lot of fun and enjoy being celebrated. I want to say a personal congratulations to Robin for being the Mum of the Year this year, and for your inspiration in your journey, for just doing every day and at times sharing, with us just the normal things that go on for every single mum. So go for it, Rob. It's kind of fitting, I think, that Robin actually now is going to share in a song. A song we actually featured in a previous Mother's Day, but it just felt like it was so appropriate. It's a song called Belovedness, and it is written by someone called Sarah Kroger. I think it really is a chance for all of us to kind of jointly participate in the fact that we are beloved. You are beloved of God. You are beloved of God. And so we're going to listen to that song, and love you just to meditate on that, to both sort of meditate and sit in the fact that you're loved, and as well as that, just receive from that love so that you can be free to give out of that love. And when that song is finished, here's the thing, we're then going to go to a blooper reel. Now, there was a whole funny experience when Aileen and Linda went to visit Robin in the delivery of the flowers and the whole moment, and thank you, Aileen and Linda, for doing that. I mean, both of you, I want to acknowledge, amazing mums in your own right, and deservedly could have been the receivers of that this award, if you like. But I think you're going to have a lot of laughs. This is belly laugh time as we finish our online gathering with a blooper reel. So enjoy Belovedness, and then blooper. It's a BB, and then it's a wrap. So have a great day, mums, and everybody. Lots of love.
your fear and all your self-loathing. You've owned the voices inside of your head. You've owned the shame and reproach of your failure. It's time to own your belovedness. You've owned the past and how it's defined you. You've owned everything everybody else says. It's time to hear what your Father has spoken. It's time to own your belovedness. And He says you're mine. I smiled when I made you. I find you beautiful in every way. My love for you is fierce and unending. I'll come to find you, whatever it takes. And He says you're mine. I smiled when I made you. I find you beautiful in every way. My love for you is fierce and unending. I'll come to find you, whatever it takes, my beloved. You've owned the mess you see in the mirror. You've owned the lies that you're just not enough. You've been so blinded by all your comparing. It's time to own your belovedness. And He says you're mine. I smiled when I made you. I find you beautiful in every way. My love for you is fierce and unending. I'll come to find you, whatever it takes. And He says you're mine. I smiled when I made you. I find you beautiful in every way. My love for you is fierce and unending. I'll come to find you, whatever it takes, my beloved. You are completely loved and fully known. Beloved, believe He died to make your heart His home. And He says you're mine. I smiled when I made you. I find you beautiful in every way. My love for you is fierce and unending. I come to find you, whatever it takes. And He says you're mine. I smiled when I made you. I find you beautiful in every way. My love for you is fierce and unending. I come to find you, whatever it takes, my beloved. It's time to own your belovedness.